Good evening, everybody. Friday the 16th of July. What a week. I can't even watch the replays. I can't have Sky Sports all week. Very disappointed, but we're here to brighten up your Friday evening here on Barbers, episode 61. In conjunction with Wahl UK and the British Barbers Association. Got a great show coming up tonight. Me and Gaz are going to go through the news bits this week. Gary's on the road, by the way. He's not in his usual place. He's actually up in Berwick-on-Tweed as we speak. He's on tour. And then around about 8:15, we've got the amazing Tim Avery coming in from the Toni Guy. I'm really looking forward to this one because I want to find out what it was like in the old days when he first started off with Toni Guy, one of the first franchisees, and it'd be great to get an insight into that massive colonial Toni and Guy. Let's try and get inside of that tonight on episode 61. Without further ado, please welcome my co-host, the one and only Mr. Gary Machin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Simon Shaw. Well, guys, don't adjust your sets. As you can see, I'm bouncing about a little bit. I'm a mile from Alma in Northumberland. I'm on the road, bringing the show even when I'm away from home. So we're on the road and we're still bringing it home. Unfortunately, the lads didn't at the weekend, but can I just say, fantastic game, fantastic day. I thought they played fantastic. Because next year we're looking good for the World Cup, aren't we? Can I just say before we start off, and I have a little quick drink with my best mate. Thank you very much to Tim and AO for the show. Great show. Another 80,000 viewers. Great insight into the industry, you know, the other side of the industry. So, what's your week been like, Mr. Simon Shaw?
Been nice this week. We apologise if there's any lag.
Busy one.
We've got a little bit of lag tonight, guys. We're just working on that on production a minute, try and get that a little bit clearer for you. Busy week, Gary. Yeah, nice busy week. We've had did some stuff for Sheila at the Freelance Hair and Beauty this week. I did some stuff for our good friend and a friend of Barbers Arms, Chris Moody, for the Global Performance Systems in America. Not that I went to America, I wish. And lots of meetings, lots of education meetings and things like that. We've got a fellowship photo shoot coming up. Wahl and the fellowship are collaborating on the 26th of July to do a fantastic men's collection with Jonathan Andrews and the guys from the Project Men team. That's all coming up on the 26th of July. So, yeah, busy week, nice weather. Looking forward to watching my son play football tomorrow out in near Peterborough. So it's going to be a nice weekend. Fantastic weather. Gary's froze. He's frozen in the camper van. Oh, we're back. We're back. Movement.
I'm here. Hello.
We can hear you, but it's very intermittent.
All right, sorry. I'll be parking up in literally 30 seconds, so we'll be there in a second.
Guys, it might be a bad idea. Gary, production, just cut off a minute. Come back in when you're back on, because it's really. We can't hear a word you're saying, really. Just cut off and come back in. So just while Gary's parking up his camper van, I'm sure it's like a paddy at Mark's. Rachel, I'm sorry for that. I know you're driving and getting his beers ready and his cocktails ready, whilst he's just sat there pretending to be on Barbers Arms. What a laugh you are, Gaz, by the way. So, guys, I don't know how you all felt last week. I'm going to hold anchor here while Gaz gets back, but I'm sure our friends in Scotland, Ireland, Wales and Northern Ireland weren't too bothered about what happened last Sunday. But I just want to say to everybody that's out there as well, especially all our English fans and English people, what an amazing job Gareth Southgate did. What a fantastic leader. And you know what? As a football guy looking at it, I knew when he made them substitutions that was not because they weren't going to impact that game with 28, 29 minutes in extra time. They were coming on because they'd practiced penalties. They were the best at taking the penalties. And those young lads, Saka, Sancho and Rashford, had all been confident enough to do it. They're all fucking, in my eyes, all amazing kids and amazing footballers. And they've got balls of like Conrad. Well done. You know, don't matter. He did at the time because we all wanted to win. But in the grand scheme of things, we got to the final. You know what, as well? Just look at this. We finished 4th in Russia. We finished 3rd in the last international tournament or the Euro tournament that was done last year. We finished 2nd in the Euros. And we're ready for Qatar. It looks like it could be coming home at that point. So keep the faith, guys, out there. I know it's been a shit week. The whole mood of the country was really flat. I'd be interested to see if any barbers opened up on Monday, what the kind of the feeling was. And I'm sure the kind of Foden haircuts as well, people coming in for the crops and the bleachers, it might have died off a little bit. So I know some of you were struggling to get toners and bleach as well for that as well. So I'm sure that's all by the wayside as well. But I'm sure you all had a great Sunday as well. My day started about 6 a.m. on Sunday, I have to say. I was pacing up and down. I couldn't relax. Then I was phoning people. I was trying to do things. I went into town. I cleaned the car. Did loads of stuff just to try to pass the time away because obviously it was too early to drink with it being an 8 o'clock kickoff. But I actually give in Mr. Carl Smith, and I know Carl watches quite a lot. I beckoned to his call around about 3:30. And have you ever done this on an afternoon? Well, it might be my age, but I don't know. But I got drunk and merry. And then I had my hangover about 6:45, which were really weird. And then the nerves kicked in, and the atmosphere was fantastic up to that last penalty kick. But what a great tournament it's been all the way through. And I'm sure, you know, we had 4 Barbers' Arms through the Euros. Oh, 2, sorry, because we had a break. But yes, it was a fantastic tournament to do that. We're waiting for Gary to come back. Don't think that if you just join us, I'm on with Jacks. Gary's on tour. He's on his way in his camper van. He's having a paddy and match weekend. He's having a week actually. He's going to be joining us very soon when he docks into wherever he's parking his van up. I hope he's going to look after you, Rachel, by the way, if you're listening. I hope he's not going to just parking at Cider Road and trying to plug it into a generator. I hope he's taking you to a nice campsite where there's some nice showers, a nice swimming pool. And we have the launch tonight as well of these fantastic new Barbers' Arms t-shirts. I like these, British Barbers Association, Wahl, and we've got the Barbers' Arms logo on here. These are really nice as well. So these have just arrived today. Gaz, obviously, we're away from home, so he's not received these yet. We've got the nice new Barbers' Arms t-shirts coming up. Don't forget to follow us as well on our Instagram accounts and to find out all about the future events that's coming up. We've got lots of exciting stuff coming up. I'm going to rattle through some of the new guests that's coming on as well in the next couple of weeks. But Simon Shaw Wahl, Gaz is the British Barber, Barber_Arms. Them's our Instagram accounts. And if you want to go on our website, it's thebarbersarms.co.uk. And if you want to email us, it is barbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. Those are our social media sites. Don't forget as well, you can still catch up on the events on the British Barbers Association. Click into events or videos and you can still see some of the education videos that was on our expo. Congratulations as well today to Mataki Scissors, who's a big supporter here at Barbers' Arms. They've been on our expo on signing some of our great colleagues and friends of Wahl. Hooker and Young are the new international ambassadors for Mataki Scissors. So that was a fantastic signing. Well done, James and Emma. I'm really pleased that you've got them signed up, and that's a great acquisition to the Mataki team. So well done to you guys. Well done to Hooker and Young again, securing another fantastic ambassadorial role with a leading brand. Gary, are you back? Are you secure? Is the van all tied up? And the donkey's ready?
We're done, mate. We're done. Is that better?
That sounds fantastic.
Perfect. So, have we introduced the first beer yet today? Our beers around the world.
No, what are we having tonight then? I've just started off with a little beer, but what are we having tonight?
We're starting with a Copperberg. We're having a fruity cider, your choice this week. So I'm going to make you suffer again next week with some IPAs, but we're having a fruity mix this week. So we've got a Copperberg premium cider, 4%, family-owned company, Swedish, all the way from Copperberg itself. Little fruity number, as you can see. There we have it. Copperberg, strawberry and lime, I think we've got.
You not think these, though, they're dangerous, these drinks, because when you have these, it's like having pop. I can do these in the morning. I know, I'm sorry. Wow. I ain't got a bad habit. I'm just saying they are so nice, these. So
it's
nice. That's nice. That.
The trouble is with these, they're very sweet. It's a hazy summer afternoon, isn't it? This is, beer garden weather. Like you say, you can get absolutely slaughtered, and you don't even know what you're doing. But as we always say, you drink responsibly. Everybody out there, just watch the units. But cheers, mate.
I like your saying is straight up, no messing about. What's the messing about bit? I've been with you when we messed about, actually, so it's not good. Yeah, it's very nice, that, Gary. I like it.
Media. What it is when we go out though, it's you just have to be careful. You know what they say. It's when we drink this, it's an introduction to drinking, really, isn't it? There's nothing horrible about it. It goes down that nice. But I suppose it should have a little bit of fruit in it or something. But yeah, really nice one. Swedish, very easy to drink. 4%, so you won't get too messy too quickly. But there's to you, mate. I suppose you had a few of these on Sunday, did you, in the beer garden?
No, I didn't actually. We just stuck to lager. Which weren't the best for, because do you ever, when you're nervous and stuff, you drink not irresponsibly, but you don't watch what you're drinking? Normally, if I ever be, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out tonight, probably have like 3 or 4. That's probably about. I'm a tea time drinker. I like to do that, but you knew that you weren't going in because you knew it was going to be a long haul, and you knew that potentially we're going to do extra time and penalties. So when it got to 5:30 and I had 4 pints of Moretti, and you're in bang trouble. I got caught. I knew I weren't going to go anywhere.
Well, you just know it's. I think we got in the pub. I think I didn't get in the pub till 4. I knew it was going to be a messy one, so I went for a little breakfast first. Had a quick drink with the breakfast, but then went home. We gave all the lads the morning off on the because we knew everybody was going to be. Did you go out the next day? The roads there was nobody about. I had a guy in from Greg's. He said from 6 till 10 he didn't have a single customer in. I cut his hair about 2 o'clock, and he said there was absolutely no workers around or anything. So I think at least half the country were watching the lads do the magic anyway. So. But everybody was pretty good when they got in the morning. Nobody was ridiculously. I think if we'd have won, then it would have been a different story.
Yeah, I think people sobered up, and then I don't know if anybody else, but we had torrential rain here, so I kind of walked home. Carl's saying, "You're going to get a taxi?" I'm like, "Nah, we deserve to walk home in rain." I feel like it's what's needed. And it kind of came out your system a little bit while you walking home in pissing down rain. But yeah, great last week to have A.O. Banton and Tim Collins on, 2 photographers. I hope you all enjoyed that. 82,500 people tuning in to the Arms last week to see our 2 photographers as well, which were really good. We're trying to do something that no other kind of organisation's doing or chat show. We're trying to not only fetch you this that on the night and a bit of entertainment, but also as well, I think for you to look back on it, and also to you know, I learned loads of bits last week, and I'm working with AO in a couple of weeks on a shoot. But one thing that I will say, guys, as well is, I don't know if it's happened to you guys, there's more people telling me they've never known as many people close to them to have COVID at the minute. Lots of my mates, even my son Alex said to me, I've never known as many as my mates now that's got COVID. And some of them are okay with it, some are a bit ill with it. You know, there's no fatality, not that I know of, but the people close to me, some are struggling with it, some are okay with it, some are just having to isolate with it. But Alex said it to me, and then other people have said it to me. They've never known as much people get it as what they've got it now.
Yeah, well, we've had exactly the same thing. And it's not just businesses as well that are big closed down. I can't believe it. We've had 2 or 3 hairdressers close to us that have gone. 2 of the clubs, one of the pubs that showed the match on Sunday, they've gone as well. They've had to close down, have a deep clean. All the staff have tested positive, and I think it's you know, bringing all these people together and everybody, you know, they were exciting, weren't we? I mean, there was no face masks when you were jumping up and down after you'd thrown the beer. I mean, you saw all the videos. I didn't throw any beer because I'm too tight, but you know, there's people got carried away, didn't they? You know, and I think it was inevitable with all this that was going on, that it was, you know, we were going to have something happen. You know, it's just one of those things. But there is that many people. We've got 2 members of staff off with it, but luckily they were off on Monday, so they watched the match Sunday. Felt a bit ropey on the Monday, and then, you know, they stayed off. Luckily they were apprentices as well, and they tested positive. You know, it seems to be rampant within all the young people at the moment. So that's what it is, just in that particular age gap. So it was just, you know, I think it's inevitable with all those people coming together and in a social setting as well. But it doesn't bode well for, you know, for what's to come, does it really? If we're opening up everything on the
no,
25th.
You know, I don't even think it's responsible for us to say on this show tonight, you know, still wear your mask. It's up to you guys. You know, the government's going to give certain guidelines, but I've always said one thing whenever I've done my seminars. If one thing that's come good out of this, I love the way that it's increased our hygiene levels in barbershops and salons. So the gloves, the masks, not so much visors, but certainly masks when you're doing shaving. You know, how would you feel if your dentist didn't wear a mask? So I think those things should be around for a long time, or forever. You know, the standards have risen, and I think it's been a long time coming that. So, you know, we can only be guided by the government, but I think you guys know what looks right, feels right, and if you're allowed, if you feel that you're good enough to wear a mask, in terms that you've got no breathing problems or it's not going to give you any respiratory problems, then I think you should, for certain services, still do it. Hygiene sprays, hand sanitizers, they should stay forever, Gary. For me, you shouldn't ever change that. You know, we're in a close contact service industry, and I think that's been one of the things So yeah. Good. I just had a quick message from production. So if the guys are watching, or if Tim Avery's waiting to, I think Tim's just pulling up in the car park. He sent a link out to everybody to watch, but they're all waiting to get on the show. So this could be a very eventful evening, to be fair. I think production production at 6 o'clock in the morning in Australia might be panicking a little bit at the moment, thinking that he's going to have all these multi-screens on. So if you are waiting to watch Tim Avery, you need to go to the BBA Facebook and go into the videos, and then you'll be able to see Gary. I think we're ready for one of our most prestigious guests here on Barbers Arms from a hairdressing background, but this guy's a massive name within the industry. So I think we're just waiting for Tim to pull up in the car park, and then we'll give him a nice big build up. Is Tim in the house, Trevor? So here we go. I think we first had a little bit of a intro to Tim when we interviewed Mark Woolley from Electric. Tim was actually doing a bit of isolation with Mark at that point, down at Falmer Court in Brighton. I think is Tim connecting to us yet?
With the problems I've had with stuff coming on, and now with Tim, I bet he's ready. Pull his hair out at the moment in Australia. Here we have Mr. Avery.
We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there.
He's coming. Just can I just with being so close up I'm in Northumberland at the moment, and we've got a lot of fans out there as well. We've got Mr. Ross Carter who's watching. Evening, Ross. We've got all the usual guys who watches all over. I'm not far from Falkirk now, Ross. I'm about 100 miles, I think, so we might come up to you.
Gary, we'll interrupt you there. Ladies and gentlemen, first time on Barbers, well, second time actually on Barbers Arms. He sneaked on when we interviewed Mark Woolley from Electric. He was there doing some isolation in Falmer Court down in Brighton. But I've known this guy since I started my career back in 86 with Dimensions, going to all the fellowship shows and watching these massive names in the industry and iconic names. And we have one of the best here in the house. I'm going to let Gary do his bio, but from Toni and Guy, please welcome for the first time on Arms, Mr. Tim Avery.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice to be on board. Nice to see what you're up to. Tonight, the last time with Mark.
Yeah, you were his drinking partner, I think, or your social distancing partner last time.
So yeah, it was something like that. Yeah,
well, fantastic to have you on board. I guess you're back at home now. You're not still down in Brighton, are you, with Mark?
No. I've got a place down there, so I tend to go down there weekends. So I was down there last weekend actually, but I did bump into Mark actually for had a quick beer with him, but I was down there with a lady, so I had to behave.
Nice,
very good. Well, Tim, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. For all our guests out there, we usually do this. So for any guests that I'm sure there isn't many out there that don't know your name in the industry, but for the ones who don't, our pure barbering out there, just give us a quick bio of yourself, of who you are, what you are, where you are, and what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, my career spanned back 38 years. So I trained with Trevor Sorby's in Covent Garden, and I was there for about 7 years. Did the training. I qualified up, did my bit, got into training, which is kind of thing at the time is really what I wanted to get into, education, training. Then I went out to Australia with Joico, worked with them for a year in Sydney, based in Sydney, but sort of went all around Australia. Came back, and then I just had this dream of just wanting to do my own salon. And what I thought, it was easy just to go along to any landlord on any high street to say, look, I want to take on your premises, take it on. Started realizing and learning about leaseholds and freeholds, and it's not easy to get started as an individual. And then when you've got limited funds as well, that's a big, because obviously banks want guarantees. So I then joined Toni Guy back in 80, I think it was about 88. And Toni spoke to me about franchising. To be honest, at the time, I really didn't know what franchising was. I mean, Toni explained to me, you just pay a 10% royalty to our organisation, and we will give you the education training. And so I thought, bloody amazing, sounds a really good deal. Let's go for it. And in those days, because I was the first to open up a franchise with Toni Guy, they didn't have any sort of running previous salons to run it by. So again, it was difficult to raise the money. Fortunately, I made some money in some property in London, which I had to sell to invest in the business. And then in 89, we opened up Toni Guy Guildford. And it just took off. I mean, as soon as we opened up the doors, people queuing up. We had a 16-seater salon, and we pretty much outgrew it within 2 years. We were running out of chairs, and then we took the shop on next door, which was probably about 3 years after when we opened. Not to expand the salon up to now 26-seater salon, and we are now running at a 47 staff, and we're just about to take on the shop next door. So we're knocking into the third shop now, and it's just going to give us that bit more. We've always been short of staff room, storage, but we're developing a whole new colour area, which very luckily L'Oreal are investing in. So that's due to start in about 3 weeks, and then it should all be finished by the end of August. So it'll be a big spanking new shop. And then from that, years back, I opened up. Hello.
There you go.
Hello. Hello.
We're here, we can hear you.
Yeah. So basically, then I started opening up more salons, and I think my second one was Camberley, which I still have today. Then I opened up Farnham, Woking, got up to 24 salons, but I had partners in most of them, so it wasn't all just on my own back. And then I got involved with Toni Guy France for about 3 years, and then opened up one in Barcelona. But when they're overseas like that, they're difficult to really keep control of. Keep an eye on, and then I started panicking because generally they weren't doing that well. So I sold my shares and then just concentrated on really just myself in the UK. But
Wow,
been going like that now for a few years. I've now, as I'm knocking on a bit, I've decided to shrink back a bit, and I'm down to 9 salons now, which 9 good salons, and I'm happy to keep along with that, really.
wow. Gary, when you ask the question on bios and stuff, and you get that, Tim, I've known you for years, and we've not spent loads of time together, but we've had that mutual respect when we've always seen each other at events and awards and stuff. And I've always, looked up to you guys, especially, starting my career in '86. Always the Guildford shop was always synonymous with you and your name. you've seen what happens on these shows, so we're going to ask you some questions. We'll dig a bit deep. We'll finish off with a bit of light humour towards the end of the interview. I would like our viewers to know, and I would like our listeners to know, whether it's tonight or in the week, in their thousands that they watch Barbers Arms. I want to know what it was like back. You briefly mentioned it. What was it like back in that day? You're one of the first franchisees of Toni and Guy back in '89 in Guildford. You opened up the doors of this fairly, relatively newish name, but it got all the ip about it. It got all the swag about it. It was that new. It was the place. It was the new Sassoons almost, but it got that London edge to it. What was it like back in that day? Every day going into a Toni and Guy shop in Guildford. What was it like?
Yeah, I mean, we were getting clients every day coming in. Yeah, can I have Toni cut my hair or Guy cut my hair? And we're like, well, no, they don't. They don't work here. So the concept was, they felt that they're getting a bit of London coming out to the suburbs. I mean, I will say in the late '80s, mid '80s, education was difficult to get hold of, and that's really where Toni and Guy just took off because the backbone of education. Whereas now of education, you can get it on. Well, we're doing it now. We're watching Zoom meetings. You can watch all sorts of things on Instagram, Facebook. There's always things you can learn from while sitting in bed. At night, you can be watching something. So it was the education that really exploded Toni and Guy. So we sort of had an army of trainees that used to come and work for us, and we found the best staff we ever really got of what we trained up. But that was then. Whereas the standard now, I think, has got stronger across the board. I mean, as you know, Barbering's got really good, but back in the '80s, Barbering wasn't great. Now you can get there's good barbershops springing up all over the place. So it was the education that really took us forward, and because anyone leaving school, all the teachers are saying, look, if you're going to come into hairdressing, you want to go to Toni and Guy because that's the place to get educated. And over the years, we've had some amazing people come through Guildford. You know, Gary France, who's one of the international art directors, Bill Watson, who's out in China. We've had a guy who runs Toni and Guy Australia. He came through Guildford. And Guildford's really, it's just a small town out in Surrey. But we're quite an affluent area, so it's people were looking for something a bit different, something a bit quirkier, and at the time we were really offering, something you couldn't get in your local salon.
Do you know what I mean? The Toni and Guy story itself is an incredible one in itself, but I mean, getting up to 24 salons, unbelievable. It's strange, isn't it, that everybody who works for Toni and Guy, it's almost as if I'm saying this in the nicest possible terms, they're almost brainwashed into Toni and Guy or nothing. They all want to have their own franchise, don't they? It's quite unbelievable. I mean, the story of the franchise itself is fantastic one anyway. And you talk about education. Anybody who wants to, they always want to be trained by Toni and Guy, don't they? It's synonymous with quality. I mean, my other half, she worked in the Manchester Academy.
Really? Yeah, cool. With Trevor Sharp. Yeah.
We're not far from Manchester, so the story of education is really strong in our area as well. Just going back to the franchise, why do you think that is? Why do you think it's so strong? Why do you think all the staff? I know it's a stupid question in one way, but it's a way of they want, because it's not easy to get a franchise either, is it? The hoops they have to jump through to get it.
Yeah, I mean, you generally they're looking for staff that have come through the ranks, people that have started off as a trainee, they're qualified. You can come in and from independent companies and start retraining and do the Barbering program and then work your way up that way. But generally in the 90s it was snowballing. I mean, it was I think there was one stage I was opening up 3 salons in about a month, so it was all bang bang. So but it was just at the time where I remember Tony said to me, "No, I'm going to keep it at 50 salons and no more." And it got to 60, 70, 80, and then it hit up around the 300, and it just got, and then it started hitting across the world. I mean, America, I think they've got 100 odd salons now, and Australia's got 36 salons, I think.
It's an amazing brand. It's been one of the, for me, you know, it's a brand. It's just a brand on its own. It's a Coca-Cola, it's a Pepsi, it's an Adidas, it's a Nike, Toni and Guy. It's been amazing. So for you to have 24 shops, and Tim, are you the same as me? Are you a big believer of being in the right place at the right time? And I think this story coming out of Trevor Sorby's, going back from Australia and getting these franchises in 88, 89. Did it feel right at that time? Did you feel like you were lucky that you were in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, I was definitely in the right place at the right time. I mean, obviously, I like to stroke my own back and think it's all me, but it was definitely the right place, right time. And I was hungry. If I hadn't done a Toni Guy, I would have done my own thing anyway. I am not the sort of character that would have been happy just plodding along. So yeah, I was just at the right place, right time. I didn't even really understand business. I thought I did, but until you open up your own business and you learn about how it all works on all the clogs that make it work, and percentages and payroll, and it took me probably a good 5 years into it until I really started getting my teeth into it and really understanding it. And you hear the saying, it's turnover's vanity, profit is sanity. And it is so true. Because
it's nice when we're young though, and you say, yeah, I've done like 10 grand this week each shop. But you know, when your accountant breaks everything down for you and you realise that week that you made less money than when you had less staff and you did 5 grand that week. We've all been there. Tim, I have to say, and you know, Barbers Arms is all about being honest. I don't know if you watched Scorum a couple of weeks ago when we came back. Very honest about drugs, rock and roll, everything. We're not going to ask any questions. You can divulge anything you want, but you're not massive on social media. You're the same age. You know, I'm 51. None of us are massive on social media. We've built our reputation up from doing it. We don't have to fucking post something. We know we've done it. Looking at your Facebook, though, each party. There's a few parties there, isn't there? There's a few wines in Cobham. There's a few celebrity footballers. There's some beautiful women around. There's Freddie Banks in a headlock with 7 bottles of champagne around you. There is. Do you like having a nice time?
I definitely have a nice time. I probably party too much and need to. I mean, I'm getting to the age now where I keep fucking. I've got to wind it in, but I'm off to Ibiza not this weekend, next weekend, and then Mykonos about 3 weeks time. So if I can get out there, but it's all
keep us fingers crossed for you. Keep your Facebook updated though with the photographs, bro, because I enjoy looking at them.
Yeah, I will.
Just keep me jealous.
we're a very sociable trade anyway, aren't we?
Oh yeah, big time, yeah. It's quite cool when you're out in these places and you bump into people within your trade, and then you have a good old catch up with. I was on a boat a couple of weeks ago. In Brighton, out and about, and a guy come up to. He's got 6 barber shops. I can't remember the name of them now, but he's just good talking about business, how it works, percentages of profits. I mean, with Toni and Guy, we have high turnover, but we're lucky to see sort of 8% profit, net profit. So whereas I've got friends that have got little salons and very low overheads, obviously their royalty, and their profit margins are much higher, but obviously their turnovers are a lot less. So there's all different ways of making money in our industry. So
I mean, looking at this, Tim, you know, if I asked to ask, so I'll ask you the question, and you're going to answer this question for other people.
yeah, if
we had to ask any members of your staff that's worked with you over the last 20, 30 years, and you'll have some longevity there, because I know you look after your people, you pay them well, and you've had staff there with you for years. Yeah. How would people describe you in 3 words?
I don't think I should repeat that on this.
Yeah, do it. Let's have it. Come
on. I'm a character with my staff, as in, I'll get pervert, you know, all those sort of characters, but I'm a good, fair guy. I've always got the time well to talk to staff. And I do feel that I believe I sort of create a family feeling with the staff. So if they've got problems, they talk to me about it. You know, staff aren't always going to want to stay working for you. And if there's anything they're unhappy about, you know, I always say, look, come to the office door, let's talk, go for a drink, let's go for a beer, what's up? Sometimes they don't feel valued. They don't feel they're getting what they're worth out of the business. I'm not answering your question in the 3 words, but it's.
I've got pervert, family, and it's not looking good at the minute if I try to string these words together.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, if you ask my staff, describe me in 3 words, pervert would probably become at the top of it. And yeah, I'm fun to be around. So. And I think that makes a big difference. I always say the owner, the manager sets the pace for the salon, they set the atmosphere for the salon. And if they're miserable, moody or down or fed up, then the staff feel it. They reflect themselves. And then the whole atmosphere in the salon is the same. So you've always got to be upbeat, even when you've had a heavy night. And if you put that energy into your staff, then you uplift their spirits, make them feel better, make them do better jobs and better to their clients.
Do you know what, Tim? I think that's great for younger entrepreneurs out there that sometimes forget that. You know, you're at work a long time, aren't you? And it can be quite hard. You've got a lot of stress, and you've got to work it off. Just from that. How do you spend any time behind the chair now? How much time do you spend at work?
No, I'm probably 3 days a week behind the chair. Yeah, I mean, I want to say 3 days a week. I start at 11 and finish at 4. But I feel personally, I like that connection. I like that connection with the clients. I feel like if I'm on the floor, I connect with the troops, the stylists. They can talk to me a bit more. If I just sat in an office all day long, then I feel a bit isolated from the staff.
Yeah.
I think as well, it's being able, you know, especially new staff, you know, you get that respect straight away as well. You do a shift, you can actually do well. You're not just constantly bollocking him or putting an arm around him or, you know, sorting them out. You know, I think he's great. And plus, I'm sure you've got a client list that's stuck with you all through the years anyway. They still want you to do
yeah, definitely. And I mean, I do quite a bit of photography, and even one of my staff yesterday's asked me when I do a wedding photographs, and I'm sure it's because I'm free. It's not because they really want me to do it, but it's that connection when you get the staff that keep you buzzing, really. And it's the same with hairdressing awards. I mean, I've won British Hairdressing Awards 3 times for the Southern region, and again, I look back at it and think, why did I ever do all that? Because it's quite stressful and expensive. But you know, it's about building yourself, about ego, building your own ego, and if your ego's strong, then you believe in yourself and you do more and more greater things.
Yeah,
but I think so. I wouldn't say I was any better than anybody else, but but it makes you feel
I think
better.
you spot on there, though. You know, we've all done it. We've all done. I'm doing a photo shoot next week with fellowship. You know, I've changed me. I always said to Sal, I asked when young stylists come up to me and said, I want to enter this competition and I'm going to do the British Hairdressing Awards. One of the things that I have to stop myself and walk away because I don't want to say to him, mate, you're going to spend like, if you're going to try and win this, you're going to have to spend at least 10K. Or if you're really quirky and you've got fantastic models and a super photographer, you're going to win it once for a spend about £3,000, but you'll never win it again on that budget. So basically, I'll say to him, spend the money on your marketing to get more clients in. But I'm the wrong person to speak to now because I've gone through all that process. But Tim, before we move on to the next questions, Gary, what's the next drink that you've got for us tonight?
Right, so we've got a recorder link tonight. You've picked these because you're soft and fruity and summer drink. This
is the passion fruit one.
Yeah, this is passion fruit. So again, 4%. 4% for you. I just know when you pick the drinks, we're not going to have it, you know, anything too strong because you just like swapping them down. So recording again, another Swedish. You've gone for another Swedish drink tonight.
I like the Swedes.
You like the sweet, very easy to drink as usual. If you like passion fruit, you'll absolutely love this. So, good else. What you drinking tonight, Tim?
I'm on the gin and tonics, but I've been good because I wanted to be reasonably sober for this.
Hey, Tim, Gary, I got really drunk. I shouldn't be saying this actually. I actually was working Wednesday night. I was staying out in an hotel. And I dropped on a gin called Pin Gin, P-I-N gin. I don't know if you see it. It's like a blush gin. Fucking hell. It was absolutely like, it was like drinking on a stick. It was like drinking ice pops. Honestly, I got slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. Midweek, school night, getting up next morning. Like, really. It's struggling.
Can you see a bit of a pattern here, Tim? In his old age, he's going for all the sweet lollipop drinks. Have you noticed?
The Del Boy special.
Yeah. I like to have a brandy and Lucozade. There's nothing wrong with it. Tim, another question I've got for you here. Coming through that era, same as me in the late, mid to late 80s. I look at people now. I could not manage a salon now how I grew up because I'm very dynamic and very forceful and very domineering. And, I'm going to say this, there's no disrespect to people, but sometimes the backache is now the mental card played.
Yeah.
I could manage now because I used to, where we were managed. What's your biggest differences pre-COVID-19? Forget the COVID-19 bit.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously changed everybody. Well, what do you see the difference between how things were in the late 80s, early 90s when you were pushing forward, opening all these shops up and it was bang, bang, bang. You were the men, you had the swag, the Toni Guy. To now, what's different? Tell me what's different.
I think really for me, I mean, when I first opened up the salon in the 80s, I had to do everything myself. I mean, it's getting to changing the light bulbs. I wanted to do it myself because I wanted the light pointing in the right direction. And then there comes a time when you think, I'm just killing myself. So you learn about delegating and really any successful business, it's all about delegating. I mean, really, the managers should have the easiest job in the salon, really, and just delegate everything out to everyone else and just keep an overall eye look at everything. So I think now, and I think the team now constantly needs motivating, patting on the back. I mean, now in the 80s, we used to have a piece of paper to make appointments on. Now we've got computer systems that tells us and gives us reports on how many clients you do, how many clients come back, what the average bill is, and where they're doing well and where they're not doing well. Because you get every hairdresser thinks they're brilliant, and then when you get the facts on black and white and paper in front of them, when we have appraisals. And you get some of the stylists that think they're amazing. You think, well, you're not actually as good as you think you are because a girl that's 10 years younger than you has actually got a much stronger retention of clients. She's a retail's Bella, so then it spells it out to them that they might do the odd nice little haircut, but it's the people that are the genuine, friendly, nice, smiley clients, the stylists that are they're the ones that your bread and butter. Sometimes the quieter stylists or the nicer stylists are the real bread and butter ones. And as you know, you can do a printout at the end of each month and see who makes you the most money. They're the ones that you buy more of the drinks for.
Do you know what? As well as staff, and I think staff from that point of view as well, when they have the numbers in front of them, sometimes they like, that can't be right. You know, they almost want to be tossed with you, don't they? You know, it's quite funny, and it's usually the ones who, like you say, think they're a lot better than they are. But I think a lot of staff need stroking, don't they? Like you say, you know. I
mean, some are motivated by money, others are motivated by shows or education, and it's just trying to work out what floats their boat, really. There are hairdressers that come up to me. They want to open up a salon now, and because I'm sort of probably near the tail end of my career, I'm sort of thinking, I don't really want to get too involved, but I'm happy to help. I'll probably invest in them, but on the basis of help, but on a phone line, not going in the salon.
So, Tim, you know, when you were obviously heavily involved in the Toni and Guy process, and probably had more salons at any point than any other franchisee, is that right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but then I was at the start, so
yeah, no, but you still had that kind of. I'll ask you a really strong question, a personal question. You don't have to answer it, but I think it'd be nice. Which member of the family were you most closest to?
Anthony. Yeah, Anthony. He was the one that ticked all my boxes. He was the one that what I did hairdressing for, really. Because it was all about the hair. Business to me came a bit later, and then I sort of got more connected with Toni because just started understanding the business, really. But initially, when I opened up the salon, it wasn't because I wanted to. Wasn't particularly just to make more money. It was the ego of having the brand and doing the awards. The money came to me later.
And another question I have just on this kind of subject, which is like a kind of nostalgic kind of subject. Obviously, in our era, Hairdresser's Journal were every Friday. And we always couldn't wait if we'd done especially a photo shoot, or if you got a cover coming out or a back cover, you couldn't wait to get Friday morning. So you got your publication. Who's been your most favourite editor in the years at HJ?
I think Jane. I think Jane's always been right up there. She's always really been. I just think she's right on the ball with it all, really. Jane Lewis.
Yeah. So, I'd have to agree with you, because I think I've had the closest relationship with Jane because I'm older and the involvement she has with our brand. So I've been closer to her than I have been with any other past editors, you know, whether that. And afterwards, later, I wasn't at the time, but Maria Wires, you know, when she kind of was formidable, but in later things, when she's gone into other business, I've spent a lot of time with her. She's fantastic. But Jane would be my favourite as well.
I mean,
what about you guys?
Hancock's done amazing with Creative Head, though, and she's broke off.
Correct.
And what she's done there is amazing.
Yes, she has.
It's getting stronger and stronger every year. That's that brand. So.
Because you've been in the job so long, and because you've been with the Toni and Guy family so long, Who was your main inspiration in your early years, or even now?
Trevor Sorby, from a show point of view was a different level. I trained with Eugene Solomon, and who's obviously a session hairdresser now, which most of you heard of him because he's right up there. But he was come from a different camp. He'd look at hair in a totally different way. It's always a work of art. It wasn't really doing hair. And where he went into doing, he's a session stylist now for all the top designers, but you can see why he went that way. As a stylist in a salon, he probably wouldn't have been particularly great. But yeah, I mean, there's loads that I used to look at. I mean, Anthony was always somebody that he's a really good image creator. He could just see a good image. It could not just in the hair. It'd be the photography. It'd be the styling. It'd be the whole picture. So they all got different angles, different avenues of where they're really strong. I mean, at the moment, when I look at the Brooks, I mean, what their pictures they did for British last year, what they won with, I mean, bloody amazing. Complete, just mannequin heads of wigs, but it just looks so good, looks so strong. The hair was amazing. So it shows you, yeah, okay, they probably still spent a lot of money on it, but it shows you have to hire high models to do all that. But
and those mannequins are about £1,000 each, you know.
Yeah, yes, it.
And you know what, though, because of, I mean, when she won that, she wouldn't have known what were happening in 2020 when Sally won the last one. Oh no, she did win it last year, didn't she? Rob Eaton won it in 2019. Sally won it last year. So to do it on mannequins, the amount of people now. I saw a publication of Barber Evo, and I think I turned 3 or 4 covers into it, and the male mannequins. There was a DPS of 4 male mannequins. And Sally did that the first. So who'd have thought that we'd have done that or got any publications through doing mannequins? So she's always been fantastic. I think she's.
So she's from the Trevor Sorby camp. You know, Eugene's Trevor Sorby camp. Angelo Scenario there, he's Trevor Sorby. Antoinette Beender's Trevor Sorby. So he's had some good people come through there.
Yeah.
Same as Toni Guy. So
it would. Well, I think both Anthony and Trevor and Guy, they would always look back and look at some of the massive iconic names that's come through their training program, and then have gone on to be international names on their own. Do you know what I mean? It's been amazing, and people who are still with them and still with Toni and Guy who are still big names as well within the industry. You know, it's just it's been a production, a massive production. Tim, we're going to finish off with just some quick fire questions for you, just to get a little bit of our viewers to listen to a little bit more insight into Tim Avery. We'll keep it clean. But what's your favourite food?
Curry.
Curry. What's your favourite music?
At the moment, it's Muse.
Muse?
Yep.
Where's your favourite destination?
Caribbean.
What's your favourite drink?
Gin and tonic.
What's your favourite gin though? What do you like? What's your tipple on gin, or does it not matter?
Doesn't really matter, but try all sorts really, as long as it's got alcohol.
Try a PIN gin, pin gin. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Definitely.
And who would be your ideal dinner date? Who would you most like to have a real good night? It could be past or present, people dead or alive. Obviously, we fetch them back live.
Well, you should see Michelle I've got in the other room. She's cracking.
Yeah, but all right, I'll play you back. From a conversation point of view, who would you like to sit and have a dinner date with that you know, whatever? Who would it be?
Oh, that's a quite tricky one, that one. Cameron Diaz.
For same reason as Michelle.
Hey, there's definitely a pattern for me here, Tim. I don't know about the conversation, but...
Guys, we've got Tim Avery, 3 times winner of the Southern Stylist of the Year, up to 24 salons at one point with Toni and Guy, back down to 9 salons. He's been there since 89 when he first opened his first franchise at Guildford, and he became one of the biggest, if not the biggest, franchisee at Toni and Guy. I've known him for years. He's a great guy, great character. Tim is having his favourite food, which is a curry. He's listening to his favourite music, which is the Muse. He's doing all this in his favourite destination, which is the Caribbean. He's having a really nice gin and tonic. And he's doing all this with his beautiful Cameron Diaz.
Oh, Michelle.
Round of applause, please. So the one and only Mr. Tim Avery.
Thanks.
Tim, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank
See
you.
brother.
Bye.
Gary, great. You know, Gary, did you know you had 24 Toni and Guy franchises?
No. Well, we were talking, weren't we, prior to coming on the show, and I said, I think
you had 4.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, he's a name in the industry as well. Where and until we do these bios, until we get people on here and actually tell their story, you would never have known that, would you, in a million years? You know, up to 24 salons. Okay, some of them were partners. You know, we understand that, but there's still unbelievable story, you know, and it's not so long ago. People are building this fantastic business in a very short space of time. Well, we think it's a short space of time, and you just told us the exact story. But again, you know, can you imagine the headache and the mither and the worry that you have over, you know, I know you have some great managers, but he's the type of guy that can't let go either. You know, I know exactly the type. He reminds me a lot of Mark as well at the same time, but, you know, probably more partying. But it's quite unbelievable to have that many staff in that many locations. It must drove him crazy at some point. You know, it's just fantastic. I just really find it hard to let go of, you know, control really, and all great people delegate and have great managers. They have better people around them, don't they? They surround them with really great people. So
I think you lose control every Friday night. I don't know about taking control. No. It's going to be funny in your motorhome tonight, isn't it?
It never affects work though. So that as long as you can play
Rachel, if you can hear me, you can't get away tonight. You can't go upstairs. He's on the same floor as you.
Well, honestly, I wish everybody could see where we're actually parked up. We're in Almouth, in Northumberland, and I'm surrounded by sea at the moment. We're sitting on a little headland, and the sea's lapping up a beautiful beach. and it's a beautiful, beautiful night. And I'm drinking cider with my best mate. How much better can that get?
Talking of cider, I'm finishing off my last passion fruit, which is a little bit like a watered down porn star martini.
You're on the brother now, are you?
No, that was the recording. I'll get the brother though.
Right.
Ice cold brother. This looks nice.
Now this one, the one you've picked, this is an English brew. So this is an English cider, 4% again. There's a, you know, you're consistent if nothing else. Rhubarb and custard. So you've really gone for the sweet tooth tonight, haven't you? I can actually feel the sugar on my teeth. It's like drinking Coke.
It's an acquired taste, isn't it? Right, let's get at it.
Come on then. Which is your favourite?
This has got a deeper colour. So far, I would say Copperberg. That was like toxic waste. So
that is a Del Boy. That's just needs an umbrella in it, that one. You're ahead of me, you are, by the way. I'm just finishing off my last one. I am. I've got to get it in now.
Gary, that's so nice. That is like, that's the future. Honestly, that you on it, that is so nice. Oh, gorgeous. What are you drinking?
That's your favourite after tonight, is it?
Yeah, I'd say that so far the brothers rhubarb and custard. That's my favourite tonight.
Oh, so after we've done these beers around the world, can you imagine in another 50 or so episodes? Can you imagine having all the favourites back on? We line them all up, and you've got to do them all again. All the
keep a note of them. Keep a note. We agreed last week on the same one. What's your favourite tonight? Which one's yours?
I'm going to go for the Copperberg. I think the brother is just that bit too much for me. I'm an IPA man. I quite like the sours. I do. So
you're not going to waste it, though, are you?
No. What do you think?
That's like having a cocktail at home. Look at the colour of it. It's not right. That can't be good for you.
Well, oh dear. So what have you gone over the weekend then? Now football's over. We've all had a bit of a football kind of. My lady says to me, "What are you going to do with your time now? Now there's no football on all week." And I'm like, "Well, like I did before, you know, go to work and not drink as much in the week. Really, it can give me liver a rest, I think. But we've had a bit of a. I think, when does the season start? August.
I think it's about 14th of August. So there's lots of friendlies. It's got pre-season tomorrow out at Peterborough. We'll see what happens. I think it's. I think as soon as we get the Premier League up and running and we get everybody back to football, we can try and remember some of the fantastic evenings that we've had and put it all behind us. Though it was a bad defeat on Sunday night. You know, going out on penalties. I was listening to one of the Sky reports said like we haven't been beat. They couldn't beat us. We lost on penalties. It's a bad way to lose a final, but it is the only way after like 120 minutes to go out. But I think the lads did fantastic. I'm so proud of them all. Southgate, what a leader. just everything. I couldn't pill. You know, the guys that took the penalties, brave as oxes, was the best in training, apparently, at taking the penalties. Stood up on the bench on 118 minutes and said, put us on, we'll take the penalties. Brave, strong, professional. They get paid thousands anyway, so let's not feel too sorry for people because they get paid like 30-40 grand a week. So I'm sure they can sit back in the swimming pools and stuff like that, but it'll avert them as much as it did us because they're like, the football fans. So
anyway, when am I getting my show t-shirt?
Well, they only arrived today, but if everybody wants some of these Barbers t-shirts, these are just being launched today. We've got the Wahl logo, we've got the BBA logo, we've got the nice Barbers Arms logo on the front there, if you can see it. They're nice in these navy blue with the sky blue logos, look gorgeous. The material's really nice. I'm going to go out in mine tomorrow, guys, I think.
Where are you going tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to watch Alex play football, but I think I might wear my other t-shirt tomorrow with my shorts. Do a bit of promoting there for everybody. So if anybody's interested in these t-shirts as well, don't forget to give us a yellow and we can point in the right direction as well. These are the brand new Barbers Arm t-shirts, all launched tonight. The material's really nice and soft.
Oh,
really
I'll drink to them. Have you got a little something to finish with?
No, Gary, I haven't got a little lot. And something to drink up. We see you sneaking them all the time.
I've got no work tomorrow. I've got a Saturday off work. I mean, you've got to have a little cheeky one on a Saturday when you're not going work. I mean, mind you, I stayed up late last Friday. It was a late finish. I think we had a bit of a lock-in last Friday.
Well, do you know what? I was real late today getting back in. I had a meeting at 4, went until about 4:45, and I had loads of bits to do, so I didn't actually get out of the shower till about 20 to 8, so I was quite late getting on tonight, but next week's a little bit. Mark Walters is joining you in a shot as well, Gaz, at the minute. That's nice for you, Mark.
Oh, perfect. And we've got Raymond Simmons on. I hope you're all right, Ray, after your little car crash. I saw that on Facebook. We got Steve Bean on as usual, Ross Carter, David Gray, Mark Walters, as we said earlier.
Hi, guys. Hope you're all well. Send your message in if you want some of our Barbers Arms t-shirts that just been launched. Gary, coming on to it next week, we've got, again, I really enjoyed Tim Avery on tonight from Toni Guy. Great in there. And probably what I expected, like you said, not the best businessman in the world, but had an idea, wanted to open up, got in the right place at the right time with the Toni Guy, ended up having 24 Toni Guy franchises. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely a massive achievement. So next week, guys, we've got Mitch Lucas, who's the Director of Sales for the Cow Corporation. Cow Corporation operate Goldwell Air Cosmetics here in the UK. Goldwell have a product as well called Rough Man, which is a great retail range for men in salons as well. So Mitch can come on and talk about his career, about sales as well, and what you should look for in a sales rep, and when people come in and how he looks after the services and walks into shops and what you should expect as well. So he's going to really raise the standards for every rep that comes in your salon. Mitch Lucas is going to tell you how to do it his style after 38 years in the business. So that's going to be really good. A couple of weeks after that as well, we've got David Drew coming up from the, used to be in the fellowship as well. David's a business speaker and a coach and still heavily involved in the fellowship. And also as well, we've got Ben Della Campan, who's going to be coming from the Francesco group as well. They're coming up in the next couple of weeks with other guests to follow as well here on the Barbers Arms.
And hopefully we're going to get some local heroes back in there. So anybody who wants to walk us around their shop, walk us through their shop, please get your details in, get it into production, send us a message, and we will come and have a look at you and come and hopefully have a look at your. Now everything's hopefully calming down a little bit. We can allow people and allow you back into the shop and without masks, hopefully, as long as you agree. What do you think about the whole no mask thing? We're going to still wear masks. We're not going to make it compulsory for clients, but I think, as you said earlier, I think for the industry, especially with it being close contact industry, we will carry on wearing masks. We've always worn gloves anyway. We've always used disposable towels. We've always used, cleaning products, always disinfect the tools. I mean, I must say as well, all the range that Wahl bought out because of this, absolutely fantastic. We use them all in the shop, in the academies as well. They work absolutely and they look great, all in a line, one for everything that you need. Perfect. So,
I said to you at the time when I did that, and I did it to lots of different salons, no, we don't want to be going to like cost savers or supermarkets and buying, your professional beauty salons, professional hair salons, professional barber shops. You've got to have the professional's choices. So these are 400ml bottles of hygiene spray, surface spray. You've got the blade ice, and then you've got your oil as well. So, there's 4 products in the range, and they all complement each other. So yeah, they're good to have it. Gaz, where is your next trip after Berwick-on-Tweed? Where do you travel up to from here?
Well, we're in Almouth at the moment because we didn't make it to Berwick-on-Tweed at the minute. So we're going to Lindisfarne, Holy Island. We're going all the way down the coast. So I think we're going to end up at Whitby. We're going to go as far as we possibly can, and then we're going to bring it back down, and then so it's not as far to come home. But this coast, this coastline here, absolutely beautiful. I'm in Almouth at the moment, and the beach is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to wander all the way down. I've got. You
having a swimming morning?
Oh yes. I said to Rach, we're having a swim. We're sitting on the beach. We're having a fire. We're having a swim. So it's got to be done. We're going to Barmer Castle, is it? That's just up the where I am now. We're going there. That's supposed to be. We're going to the castle where Harry Potter was filmed. Alnwick, is it? That's we're going there as well. So we're a good. Everybody keeps taking the piss out of my tash tonight. I think I need a little bit more wax on everybody. Just been saying, Raymond, a couple of other people saying, I think I need a bit more wax. Is me tash on holiday as well? Of course it is. We're all on holiday. I'll be stripped off in the morning. We'll have a bit of sea salt round it tomorrow. So we haven't got to do anything tomorrow.
Get a bit of sea salt on it, I'll rough it up a bit and do it. Guys, what you've enjoyed tonight, Barbers episode 61. We had Tim Avery on tonight, who's the franchisee extraordinaire from Toni and Guy. Got up to 24 shops as well. So if you're just joining us and you want to watch this back as well, got a great interview there with Tim Avery from Toni and Guy, episode 61. Don't forget to follow us on Simon Shaw Wahl. Gary Machin is the British barber. And Barbers_arms, them's our Instagram accounts. If you want to go onto our website, it's thebarbersarms.co.uk, and to email us, it is barbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. Them's our social media sites. Coming back next week, we've got a fantastic guest, Mitch Lucas from the Cow Corporation, sales director, is going to be joining us. in the arms next week as well. Any requests you've got coming in, as Gary's just said as well, local heroes, we're going to start them back up again, getting local heroes and having a visit around people's salon, having a look in people's drawers and seeing which favourite wall clipper that they use is always fantastic for me, or not sometimes, as it sometimes can disappoint me if they say no, but we can guarantee one thing: they always have a wall clipper in every shop. So, Gary, final words from you, mate?
Well, everybody have a great week. Stay safe. Just keep out, keep testing. It looks like we're going to have a wonderful week. This is going to be the highlight of summer, apparently. So, but you keep your cream on and have a fantastic week, guys. I hope you're really, really busy. Kids finish, I think they finish today. I think most school holidays. I know. Yeah, some do. North of the border, I think they're halfway through their summer holidays already. So stay safe. Have a beer on us tonight. All the very best.
Have a nice weekend, guys. Stay safe. Hope you're busy all tomorrow. Not weather's going to be strong as well. So, but once you finish, get your barbecues ready. Get last weekend out of your way. And obviously looking forward to the 19th, which should be our new beginning in this new free world. But still, try to keep yourself safe and use your own application where you feel you need to wear a mask on a tube, on a bus, public transport, close proximity, especially when we can do professional stuff in our barber shops, in our shops, still use the right things. Have a fantastic weekend from all of us here at Barbers Arms. Adios, amigos.
God bless. Good night.